we don't think it is necessary to do this video because the Mavericks have already done a lot on this case, and this case is evaluating the new USA President Donald Trump. He came on as a new Vespasian, that's how we branded him, and he turned out to be a Marios case. Marios grew up from low origins, but through his resilience and honesty, he earned the accolades of his superiors. He grew up and he proved his worth in Spain under Metala's generalship. Then Marios was assigned to go and fight the new upstart Jakarta, the Numidian king. Under his auspices, he had the future cruel and murderous type of Sila. Sila proved himself also in this campaign. Later on, he took advantage of circumstances and took hold of his political career with the known facts of coming to Hellas, destroying Athens, Piraeus, and he left his posterity marred black. But Marios tried to resist his political career, and Sila tried to persecute him, but Marios escaped to North Africa. When he returned, teamed up with Kina, and both started cleansing their enemies. That path to bloodshed, even Kina turned his entrails up inside out. He disgusted the butchery, and he turned away. Marios, after a while, he died, and he left very bad posterity. Now, this new president, who grew up outside the establishment, he carried a lot of promises. He pronounced pretty interesting and revolutionary decisions to get away with political correctness, to clean the swamp, meaning all the dirt, political dirt that has infested the White House, and he earned a lot of admiration around the world. The mavericks in the United States internet, social media, uh, backed him to the end with resilience, with belief in his personality, and they had great hopes. But come some came running, and of April 6, the man launched an attack on the Syrian military base. It shocked the world. It shocked the world, and nobody expected. For a man like him, so in so short time in the office, to do a thing like that, and couldn't decipher his intentions. It took him 57 hours to make a decision. He earned his presidency by the credit he received from the old establishment, and that is the worst he could have ever come along to him. The man who fought and accused of corruption and misleading the American people, the last government of Barack Obama, and his opponent in the elections, Hillary Clinton, or Hillary Clinton, as many call her. These people came and congratulated him. What a fall! What a fall! Russia was cornered and was surprised, but we have witnessed watching Russia's political attitude, and this is pretty promising. They have showed restraint and prudence, traits quite worthy of a nation which is always in the defense. Russia called out America and said, if that will happen again, you have to get an answer from us. Donald Trump, many try to excuse him, that was a political maneuver just to diffuse the opposition in the United States and all the houses who are making decisions on his own proposals for changing a lot of policies which has been enshrined by the last government of Obama. He wanted to prove that he's not a friend of Russia, and that was a brand which followed him all along. But Russians, interesting enough, when Trump was elected, they said, quote, Trump is not our man, close. A wise insight on Trump's potential future cooperation with the Russians, and proved out to be this way. And the worst of all, the man turned on the main target, which is being the president of Syria, Assad. Assad is a man, is a workhorse. He's a man of stamina and a posture, political posture, which has give a pain to the Western world, especially to the Americans. They can't get rid of him easily. And Trump turned on him, saying that cannot be peace with Assad on the reign of his country. That's the worst comment and political decision Trump could have made, because it's aimed straight to the Russian involvement in Syria. We see a direct offense which is inexplicable. Many bright analysts like Dr. Paul Greg Roberts, who said Trump is given in to the establishment, to the deep state, and this is true by his actions. Whatever I heard and listened to the comments and analysis of the aftermath of the incident, nobody approached and examined the possibility and the fact of psychology, of character, the character of Donald Trump. Taken under consideration, he got rid of one of his main supporters and pylons to his government, General Flint, because of some trivial accusations, because he was talking to Russians. What a stupid and frivolous and infinitesimal excuse to defame a man because he talked to the Russians. So Trump gave in again and he got rid of this man. So he did with his right man, Bannon, who has demoted him to the backbench, and he has promoted a little kid and a fragile personality, his son-in-law, to advisor for the Middle East. Kushner, the name. Kushner is a Jew, and he got married to his daughter, what's her name? Ivanka, yes. And he allowed her to be converted to Judaism. And along the way, he got these two guys, daughter and son-in-law, to be his advisors. Judging such attitudes and such mentality, we can see a character which is frail. He is easy to be taken, to be intimidated, to be a coward in front of his huge task to bring forth that what he was preaching before his elections. Many called him a traitor. and they are absolutely right. It's such a character which is not immature politically, but immature in personality. He is quite unpredictable. You cannot rely on his decisions. It's hard. It's hard to live with and be on the front race of world politics. Well, is that is Trump's appearance an accident in politics? Aristoteles says about an accidental result in his Metaphysics, book 6, chapter 2. To accidental results there corresponds no determinate art nor faculty, for of things which are or come to be by accident, the cause also is accidental. That's that's this one prescribes the situation. If Donald Trump election is an accident, the results of his actions will be accidental too. Λοιπόν, so the man is true or false. Again, Aristotle in his Metaphysics 2 explains on book 5, chapter 29, that a false man is one who is ready at and fond of such accounts, not for any other reason but for their own sake, and one who is good at impressing such accounts on other people, just as we say things are false which produce a false appearance. That's why the proof in the Hippias that the same man is false and true is misleading. If it assumes that he is false, who can deceive? That is the man who knows and is wise, and further, that he who is willingly bad is better. That's a false result of induction. For a man who limps willingly is better than one who does not unwillingly. By limping, lato means mimicking a limp. For if the man were lame willingly, he would presumably be worse in this case as in the corresponding case of moral character. Interesting deductions, don't you think? The question is um, Trump a willing bad man? If this is so, he's better than an unwilling bad man. From what he heralded in his pre-elections and the decisions and the analysis and deductions the analysts have concluded so far, he's an unwilling one. He's forced to. Many wonder if he's under threat, personal threat, or something. Nobody really knows. So if he's unwilling, he's really a bad man, and that makes him dangerous. These kind of men, can they go on forever? Is there an ad infinitum? I can again return to the pan-scientist Aristotle, that explain again and again the same book, in the same work on book 4, chapter 5, about the ad infinitum. In general, he says, if a thing is perishing, there will be present something that exists. And if a thing is coming to be, there must be something from which it comes to be, and something by which it is generated. And this process cannot go on ad infinitum. Really. So, taking this as granted, and we can do Aristotle's work, we are hopeful this badness and these characters cannot go on forever. Somehow, someday will be decimated, will go away. Therefore, we come also to discuss how these people are around to be. Man in the saddle when the man is in the saddle, then he can do a lot of things. And Trump has been on this saddle, and he got all the world under his sway. Probably he will stay on for his first term, because under the circumstances there is no hope that he will be re-elected for a second term. So the man turned out to be like this. America first. I guess this is a false message, because Der Spiegel is nothing else but a part of the prostitute media, as Dr. Paul Craig Roberts calls the world media, the corporate media. So that was just when Trump was elected. he was a scare to the establishment, and Der Spiegel tried to show his dissatisfaction in this way. But actually, that picture turns out to be good if we put on his right hand not the head of Apollo, because this is what it is. It's a picture of Apollo statue, the head of Liberty statue in New York Harbor. If we put on it the face of justice, the face of honesty, the face of integrity, that would be more likely. And gentlemen, Trump is part of this exclusive club. That exclusive club, who are the product of the world cannibalistic, we call it cannibal economy, a free-for-all, your death, my survival, and business attitudes and ethics. These kind of economics produce this kind of scams. Actually, scams on considering their wealth. And I said this is not their fault. The establishment allows such people to become corrupted in wealth. It doesn't matter if they become philanthropists and during some points in their lives, but the unethical point of view is that no one has a right to possess such wealth, because if we take as a measurement, as Socrates says in politics, if we take as a measurement the well-being of the world, of the global village, or of the garden of Zeus, then all this must be eradicated and annihilated. The system of producing such wealth exclusive to people who are the wishful thinking, they can do anything they want with so much money. And they can influence, they can corrupt, they can turn upside down, put on power corrupted people, as has been proved through the banking system around the world. And out of this system, they are producing people who become political leaders. Trump is surrounded by such kind of a group of people, millionaires, billionaires. And when you are in such situation and surrounded but with such people, you look after their own interest. And Trump proved to that. He went against a alternative energy policies, against the global warming, against the 97% of the scientists who said global warming is man's intervention with the mechanism of nature. He went back on all policies and fuel fossils, environmental destruction, air pollution, downgraded quality of life on the altar of earning money, profits. With such people and decision making for the world, we are having we have the culmination of the extreme, and the heart of it is none other than the United States of America. That free neoconservatives, neoliberals, terms which looking after their own interests, groups of economic mafias that they try to hold on, and with any cost for their own interests. Therefore, we are not hopeful that people coming out of this group of people cannot be better than anybody else. They cannot be like Kratos, who was rich, very rich, the Theban man, who gave away his fortune to the people and became a cynic philosopher going after Antisthenes. And his wife too, Hipparchia, she followed him. We don't have such kind of people to run our world affairs. The present situation is very dangerous. Trump is making decisions which is coming out of his head, like producing rabbit head, and without taking into consideration his integrity and the impact and influence he might have on the stability of world peace. He fought his opponents in pre-elections to do absolutely different of what they had in mind to do. And the man turned out to be a very proselyte. What we need now is Russians firm decisions to show that a stable man, that he's gone over his limits. America is not invited in Syria. America went in there uninvited. And Russia was invited by the legal government, and Russia cleaned the house, turning the river like Heracles did, and cleaned all the dirt of the stables in Syria. Things are getting bad. We have to follow the present situation just like sitting ducks. We've got nothing to do. Humanity is waiting for its fate. The neocons, that bunch of perverted people, perverted to wealth and power, who are running a cold blood in their veins, that don't give a dime. What's going to happen to the world? Already they have unleashed um, hundreds of thousands refugees out of Syria, Iraq, in Libya, they have destroyed the infrastructure, and they have eliminated the leaders who had stabilized their political political life, the social life in the countries, people living in peace and in comfort, secured, and America came around and destabilized and produced a chaos which have infiltrated Europe, United States, and the New World in general. When different cultures collide and they are forced to live together, you produce a schizophrenic social condition. And this is counted for the present world affairs that is dictated by religion, not by ethnic identity, but by religion. And so Christians and Muslims can live together. Usually Muslims and Muslims, Christians and Christians, they don't. Imagine the whole bunch of these two religions to live together. It's a dire situation. We don't think we brought any different or any new in this video about what's going to happen. We consider that humanity has taken their role in life very seriously. Actually, it's nothing at all. It's man is passing shortly through this life with only the chance to show their mental stability, their mental condition. They are behaving like cannibals in ethics, like cannibals in wealth. If we consider this situation that man is nothing so important in life, and we should stop trying to find excuses or causes of why this diversified and controversial being behave like that, we won't be able to. Existentialists came very closer, but there is something we have to point out from the Hellenic point of view. Like Hellenists we can say that only Hellas produce people. Hellas produce ethical people, the wise and the true people on earth. And that what was said back in our time, in the Hellenic time of our forefathers, and they knew better. They saw the humanity around themselves, and they differentiated themselves. But at those times, it was different from today. They lived among traditional cultures. If you traveled from one country to the other, you could identify your divinities being among that strange or foreign people. There was a common link between cultures, the traditional cultures of the world at those times. because there is no persecution among themselves about their ontology, about their traditions. Each one had its own worth and was respected until the religion of Jehovah came along and they took on the identity of a religion, believer, Christian or Muslim, ostracizing the birth, the ethnic roots of the people, and then the world got crazed. And as Kelsos, I guess, said, that humanity is forced to watch a circus on Christianity. The enemies of the people, they call them, the Christians, the enemies of the people. And that's true. We have proof after so many years of existence. Closing this note, we are advising people not to worry about, because we exist not for a purpose. There is no divine purpose, and this is deducted from our attitude and in the relationship with ourselves, with the wild kingdom. We are quite an outcast. We are parasites, just like who was that musical composer? The song of the Parasite. It was Brahms, I guess, who wrote a piece about the parasites, or the Vladimir Kozma. I guess so. Vladimir Kozma, that excellent composer. Well, as a parasites, we have to deal with ourselves and let the fate decide.